How do you manage to keep cool with outreach? Some people really say annoying things. When I do outreach, and I recommend you do this as well, regardless of how you're doing your outreach, whether it's online or in person. In person obviously is a bit more difficult because you have to act like quickly because the person's there, and when you're doing it online you have time, you can take a break, you don't have to respond immediately, you can calm down and then go back to it until you learn how to manage your emotions. But regardless, the first thing you need to do is to remove yourself from that whole situation. You're just the messenger, you're just the person who is educating that individual, and the conversation has nothing to do with you. So if people say really annoying things to you, trying to attack you or mock you, that would help you stay calm, because you know that this conversation has nothing to do with you. You're representing the animals in a way, you're speaking on behalf of them. That's why it's got nothing to do with you. And if people are saying annoying things, like plants have feelings and the arguments that are ridiculous, and you've heard it a million times and you're like, how can you be so stupid? Give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe there's a chance that that person is asking that question genuinely because that's what they think, because they've been conditioned to think that way and they genuinely have those questions. They're not doing it on purpose to piss you off. So maybe that would help you, again, stay calm, respond to that argument or that question calmly and clearly, clarify things for them, help them understand. And then at some point you will know if the person is just taking the piss or if they're serious. So if they are taking the piss, if they are just mocking you or wasting your time, then it's really important to recognize that and just stop the conversation. If you're doing it online, just stop responding. I'm not against blocking. I don't block people, but I think there's a time and a place. If it makes sense for you to block them, restrict them, ban them, whatever it is, do that. Or just simply ignore them. Don't feed into the nonsense. And if it's happening in person, you can just walk away from the conversation. So if that person's just talking shit, they keep throwing arguments at you, they're not even listening to what you're saying, just walk away from them. Just say, all right, bye, walk away. That's basically what I do. I do think that when you just focus on the animals and the message, then you won't be as offended, or the things that they're saying, especially if it's at you, if they're directing things at you, it wouldn't bother you anymore because you're just not there like as an individual. You're not there to represent yourself and defend yourself. When people say things, a lot of times vegans try to defend themselves, or animal rights activists. Like many times I've seen when you're outreaching a non-vegan, they say, but what you're doing is not effective, but what you're doing doesn't change people's minds. And people get really frustrated and angry, and they want to defend themselves and explain, and they want to be like, no, actually, would you turn a lot of people vegan? And like you want to explain it as if you want to explain yourself to them, but you don't need to do that. You just keep doing what you're doing. If you know you're doing the right thing, take yourself out of the equation and stay focused.